Inflammation is a normal part of the body's defense system, but when it becomes excessive or chronic, it can contribute to a wide range of health problems. Fortunately, there are several foods and beverages that may help support a healthier inflammatory response. One of the most important groups of foods to consider includes those rich in vitamin C. Many everyday foods provide significant amounts of vitamin C, including oranges, strawberries, broccoli, and cherry tomatoes. Researchers have explored the connection between vitamin C intake and inflammatory conditions, particularly autoimmune diseases such as lupus. In one study involving women living with lupus, investigators examined dietary habits and compared vitamin C consumption with the frequency of disease flare-ups. The findings suggested that individuals who consumed more vitamin C-rich foods experienced substantially fewer inflammatory episodes than those with lower intake levels. What's especially interesting is that the amount of vitamin C associated with these benefits was not difficult to obtain through food. A single large orange, a generous serving of strawberries, or a couple of cups of broccoli can provide meaningful amounts of this nutrient. This demonstrates that simple dietary choices may have a noticeable impact on overall health. Scientists believe vitamin C may help regulate immune activity through several mechanisms. One area of interest involves specialized immune cells known as regulatory T cells, often referred to as Tregs. These cells help keep the immune system balanced by preventing excessive immune reactions. When Treg activity is supported, the body may be better equipped to avoid unnecessary inflammation. Another valuable addition to an anti-inflammatory lifestyle is tea, especially green tea. Green tea contains naturally occurring compounds called catechins, with one of the most studied being EGCG, or epigallocatechin gallate. Researchers have found that EGCG may help support immune regulation and encourage the activity of regulatory T cells, helping the body maintain a healthier balance. Studies involving individuals with autoimmune conditions have also examined the effects of green tea consumption. In some cases, participants who regularly consumed amounts comparable to several cups of green tea each day showed improvements in measures of disease activity and overall well-being. These findings have contributed to growing interest in green tea as a supportive dietary choice for managing inflammation. Drinking multiple cups of tea throughout the day may be easier than it sounds. Many people simply refill the same mug several times, gradually accumulating a substantial intake without much effort. In many parts of Asia, tea consumption is a regular part of daily life, and several cups spread across the day is considered completely normal. For those looking to maximize the benefits of tea, matcha is another option worth considering. Unlike traditional green tea, where the leaves are steeped and then discarded, matcha is made by grinding the entire tea leaf into a fine powder. As a result, when you drink matcha, you're consuming the whole leaf rather than just the compounds that dissolve into the water. Because the entire leaf is used, matcha typically contains higher concentrations of beneficial plant compounds, including catechins like EGCG. It also provides small amounts of dietary fiber that would otherwise remain in discarded tea leaves. This combination has made matcha increasingly popular among people seeking nutrient-dense beverages. Fiber itself plays an important role in controlling inflammation. Beneficial bacteria living in the digestive tract use fiber as a source of nourishment. During this process, they produce substances known as short-chain fatty acids, including acetate, propionate, and butyrate. These compounds can enter the bloodstream and influence various systems throughout the body, helping support a healthy inflammatory response and overall metabolic function. While green tea often receives the most attention, it is not the only tea that contains helpful plant compounds. Oolong tea, which undergoes partial oxidation, also contains catechins and other antioxidants. Traditional black teas, such as English breakfast and Earl Grey, retain beneficial polyphenols as well. Even darker, fermented teas, including pu-erh tea, provide unique compounds that may contribute to health benefits. This means there is no need to limit yourself to a single variety. Different teas offer distinct flavors and characteristics, allowing you to enjoy a range of options while still obtaining many of the beneficial compounds associated with tea consumption. One practical consideration involves the type of tea bags used. Some modern tea bags, particularly certain pyramid-shaped varieties, may contain plastic-based materials. Research has shown that exposure to hot water can release microscopic plastic particles from some of these materials. For this reason, many people prefer loose-leaf tea, paper tea bags, or powdered tea products, such as matcha. There are also instant tea powders available that dissolve directly into water. These products can provide a convenient alternative for people who want the flavor and compounds found in tea without dealing with leaves or tea bags. Depending on the product, they may offer a concentrated source of tea polyphenols in an easy-to-use form. Ultimately, reducing inflammation is not about relying on a single food or beverage. Instead, it involves building consistent habits that support immune balance and overall wellness. Including vitamin C-rich fruits and vegetables, enjoying tea regularly, and consuming adequate fiber can all be valuable components of a healthy lifestyle. Small, sustainable dietary changes often have the greatest impact over time, helping support long-term health and a more balanced inflammatory response. The relationship between fiber and inflammation has become one of the most exciting areas of modern nutrition research. When beneficial bacteria in the digestive tract ferment dietary fiber, they produce compounds known as short-chain fatty acids. These include acetate, propionate, and butyrate, which can travel throughout the body and influence immune function, metabolism, and inflammatory processes. Scientists have discovered that these compounds do much more than support digestive health. They appear to help maintain the integrity of the intestinal barrier, regulate immune cell activity, and encourage a more balanced inflammatory response. This may explain why populations that consume large amounts of fiber-rich foods often experience lower rates of chronic inflammatory diseases. Foods such as beans, lentils, oats, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds provide excellent sources of dietary fiber. Increasing fiber intake gradually while maintaining adequate hydration can help support the growth of beneficial gut bacteria and promote the production of these valuable compounds. Another important factor often overlooked is dietary diversity. Consuming a wide range of plant foods introduces the body to hundreds of unique phytonutrients. These naturally occurring compounds work together in ways that scientists are still trying to understand. Rather than relying on a single superfood, many researchers now believe that the overall pattern of eating is what matters most. This is one reason why traditional dietary patterns found in various parts of the world continue to attract scientific attention. Diets rich in vegetables, fruits, legumes, herbs, whole grains, and tea consistently appear among populations with lower levels of chronic inflammation and better long-term health outcomes. Hydration may also play a supporting role. Water is involved in virtually every physiological process, including nutrient transport, temperature regulation, and waste removal. Replacing sugary beverages with water or unsweetened tea can be a simple strategy that supports overall health while reducing excess calorie intake. Sleep and physical activity are equally important pieces of the puzzle. Research increasingly shows that chronic sleep deprivation and prolonged inactivity can contribute to elevated inflammatory markers. Regular movement, whether through walking, cycling, strength training, or other forms of exercise, has been associated with improved immune regulation and better metabolic health. Stress management should not be ignored either. Persistent psychological stress can influence hormone levels and immune function, potentially contributing to ongoing inflammation. Practices such as meditation, deep breathing, spending time in nature, engaging in hobbies, and maintaining strong social connections may all help support emotional well-being and physiological balance. As scientists continue to explore the complex relationship between diet and immunity, one message remains remarkably consistent. Small, sustainable habits practiced day after day often provide greater benefits than dramatic short-term changes. Adding more vitamin C-rich fruits and vegetables, enjoying tea regularly, consuming adequate fiber, staying active, sleeping well, and managing stress can collectively create an environment that supports a healthier inflammatory response. The goal is not perfection. It is the gradual development of daily routines that nourish the body, support the immune system, and contribute to long-term wellness. Over time, these seemingly simple choices can add up to meaningful improvements in overall health and quality of life.